Good morning. It's my pleasure to be here this morning and introduce a good colleague and friend for the award recipient for the Meritorious Award. Dom Coric, as many of you know, has grown up from a Croatian close-knit family, growing up in Connecticut, received his undergraduate degree in Duke, where by all accounts he enjoyed the Duke experience. Following his graduation from Duke, he trained at Wake Forest for his medical school and residency. During this period, though, his greatest accomplishment probably was marrying Beth with daughter Catherine coming along a few years afterwards. The Coric family, as we know, has been very close-knit, and we've been fortunate for many of us in the room to have grown close in relationship over the years, and it continue to be a real backbone of his career. Spans over 25 years as he led CNSA. Over half of his career, he serves as chief of our department at Carolinas Medical Center. In his first 7 years of his career, he had the vision to really spearhead the development of one of the first spine-focused ASCs in the country, as well as other ventures with the healthcare system, which really have been transformative in the region. His career has also involved being awarded the Jerry and Audrey Petty Endowed Professorship of Spine Surgery at Atrium Health, where he currently works very closely with Sean O'Leary and others in leading our advocate enterprise service line nationwide. Numerous leadership roles, too many to really account for here, involvement in a number of publications as well as editorial boards. But for Dom, every day is a school day. Dom has had a vision, as many of you know, has been an innovator, has always looked at how we can improve patient care. He's had a number of involvements as PIs in over 30 studies and serving as national lead in up to 10 or more. It was a real passion of his career. When you look at his impact on the field of spine surgery, it's really wide-reaching. You look for motion preservation, going back to the days of Charité, all the way up to where the TOPS artificial facet replacement and what merits that has provided in motion preservation. You look at the lumbar interbody fusion technique, taking Charlie Branch's PLIF technique from Wake Forest and bringing it to Charlotte and teaching a bunch of brain surgeons how to do spine surgery certainly was no small feat as well. When you look at his contribution also in outpatient spine surgery, understanding that we can do spine surgery and a multitude of spine surgery safer, reproducibly, that impacts patient care and health care-related expenses. But his innovation has continued even later in his career. Yes, Dom has adopted robotic surgery. It has found a place in his career. He's continued to innovate, really a driver for minimally invasive navigated posterior cervical pedicle screw placement, which really has evolved into the pillar technique. And so it never ceases to amaze how leaders with vision at points in their career continue to evolve, continue to look at how they can improve the field. But his biggest accomplishment, probably things he's most proud of over time, are his friendships. Many of you in the room over the years, a lot of relationships he's built over decades across the world. I would say that he probably has had as much enjoyment from that as the successes in his career. Dom loves neurosurgery. He's loved spine surgery. He's loved working with a lot of you to improve how we take care of patients and get better. So on behalf of all of the folks that we have trained with over the years, that he's practiced with, he's been that same guy, a family-oriented guy, a career that has involved a number of us. He's still the same guy years later. And Dom, for all your accomplishments and accolades in spine surgery, we salute you.
Thanks, PK. I am humbled by that introduction. And thanks to Erica and Laura and the scientific committee for this phenomenal distinction. I'm proud to be here. These are my disclosures, and none of them are relevant to this talk today. I'm going to start at the beginning. I'm going to have a little bit of a different take on the usual neurosurgical talk. I functioned as a spine surgeon for 30 years and now transitioned into an administrative role. And I want to share some of my different perspectives that I've had as that transition has occurred. So I'm going to start again at the beginning of everything, the Big Bang. It occurred about 14 billion years ago. So the universe is old, and there are a lot of planets like Earth in the universe. The Milky Way galaxy, our galaxy, like most galaxies, has at least 100 billion stars. And in the universe, there are at least 100 billion galaxies like the Milky Way. Each star has its own complement of planets, and 20%, approximately 20% of those stars have planets that are in what is called habitable zones. Those are basically zones that have liquid water and have a temperature between 100 and 0 degrees Celsius. So bottom line, there are a lot of planets like Earth. And the universe is big. If this is our little spot in our Milky Way galaxy, we're on the Orion Spur, one of the minor arms of our spiral galaxy. We sit about 26,500 light years from the center of the galaxy. We want no part of being there because, like most galaxies, there is a supermassive black hole at the galactic center. Our nearest galactic neighbor, the Andromeda Galaxy, sits about 2.5 million light years from Earth. If we were going to traverse one end of the Milky Way to the other at the speed of light, it would take us 100,000 years. So again, the universe is big. So with this massive size of the universe, a large number of planets, and potentially habitable planets, as well as the extreme age of the universe, there is a high probability for the existence of intelligent life besides ours in the universe. Yet there is no definitive evidence for it. This fellow over here is Enrico Fermi. He is a quantum physicist at the turn of the 20th century. He was instrumental in building the first nuclear reactor and was part of the Manhattan Project that resulted in the atomic bomb. He was sitting around one day with a bunch of other brainiacs having lunch, as legend would have it, and he just blurted out, "Where is everybody else?" And this became known as the Fermi paradox. So there are a bunch of different solutions to this paradox, but the most common one is that intelligent civilizations have a tendency to just destroy themselves before they become spacefaring enough to have contact with other civilizations. So interesting kind of. I'm going to switch base now and talk a little bit about the spine universe. There are about 4,200 spine surgeons in the U.S., about 110,000 in the world, a tiny slice of the 8.2 billion people on planet Earth. So it seems like there should be a high probability of the existence of intelligent life besides spine surgeons on Earth, but I have seen no definitive evidence for this. And I have looked both inside and out, and sometimes I wonder if there's intelligent life inside the spine universe. Jim, really, one word, McLovin. And I'm not saying that Carl Sagan was referring specifically to Jack here, but Jack, if the shoe fits. So spine surgeons have a tendency to destroy themselves before getting out to the general population as well. This destruction is accomplished by what we term burnout. About 40 to 50% of all spine surgeons experience burnout to the level they consider leaving the field entirely. This is the definition of professional burnout. Interestingly enough, it is also the exact job description for a spine surgeon. So we're going to look at this as a little bit of a microcosm of what occurs in the spine surgery universe. Things start out all wine and roses, laughs, grins and giggles, and then has a tendency to quickly escalate from there, ultimately resulting in burnout and cynicism. And Lord knows we got a lot of cynicism sitting around this room. Now, it wasn't evident to me until I stepped away from the spine universe exactly the price that we pay as spine surgeons. And the price is tremendous because all the anxiety, all the pressure that you systematically get desensitized over your career doesn't go away. It weighs on you, it weighs on your families, and interests and things that gave your life meaning, such as relationships and hobbies, they fall by the wayside, and we slowly become one-dimensional. I felt like several years ago that knowledge base may have been a mile deep, but it was 1 inch wide. So there are a couple of things that I feel like I've learned definitively in my time as a spine surgeon over the past 3 decades. Yeah, 2 things. That's it. One is I always suspected that administrators didn't do anything, but now I know they don't do shit. Sorry, Sean and Josh. And number 2, there is a cure for burnout, and that cure is called family. Now we get to the thank you portion of this talk. Family comes in lots of shapes and sizes. This is the family that you're born into. That's my dad and my mom, my heroes of my life who brought their small family from Croatia to the greatest country in the world to allow them to have opportunity that they never had for themselves. They made the world better place for their children. There's the family who choose you. Why Wake Forest decided to choose me, still a little bit of a mystery. John Wilson, Charlie Branch, my spine mentors, taught me the trade. I'm still friends with people like Fathead Jeff Jenkins, he and I were in residency together and continued for a 32-year relationship as partners. Still really large head, Jeff. And there's the family you choose, and I couldn't have chose better than Carolina Neurosurgery and Spine Associates. Phenomenal group of guys, great place to practice. Here's another one of my mentors, Jerry Petty. There's PK and I clowning around during COVID. Great introduction, PK. But that group of guys, including phenomenal people like Marty Henniger and Hunter Dyer and Tony Asher, kind of pushed me forward. And Tony, thanks for pushing me to be the best that I could be. Then there's your professional family. It's the people who surround you in this room. This is an underestimated resource for everybody. The people that become your professional family, every weakness you have, every disaster, every dural disaster you've seen, every doubt you've ever had or anxiety is shared by these people, and they can help pull you through. I can't mention all the people because there are literally, I'd be up here for an hour, but there are 2 people that deserve special mention, and that is our chair, Erica Bisson, and our chair-elect, Lou Timmy Allen. It is amazing to me that every generation can be better than the one before. And this has already happened with Erica and Lou and the new generation. I'm completely excited to see what will happen. Then there's friends who become family. We end up spending more time with our quote-unquote work family than our biologic family. But these are people that support what you do, let you practice at the top of your license, and let you become the best you can be. Thank you to all of them. And last but not least, but certainly most importantly, it's the family you make. This is a thank you to Beth, my beautiful wife, love of my life. I couldn't have done any of this without you or Catherine. It never would have made any sense if I did. Thank you all. I appreciate it.